Welcome back to another episode of Cameo Crisis. So for this video, we're going to be going over the Sonya cameo, who is unbelievably strong with Raiden now as of the new patch. They changed a couple of things. They made her back cameo move an overhead, and it is plus on block, and it comes out a little bit quicker. All that alone has made this cameo shoot up in the tier list and work unbelievably well with Raiden in specific as one of the characters. Well, because it's my character, so I know for a fact that this character works well. So I'm going to break it up into a few parts. This is going to be a relatively short video because Sonya is pretty straightforward. She only has 3 moves. I'm going to break it up into 3 parts, which is going to be going over her projectile, which is really strong, going over her square wave, which is another move that is really strong, and then going over her leg grab, which is now an overhead and is really strong. There's not a single move that Raiden doesn't benefit from. So yeah, let's get started with the projectile. So it comes out at 33 frames, and it hits mid for 6%. So it's actually not that slow. It's pretty damn good at any range. Even this one, you can throw it out, people are gonna block it. Like, if you're getting jumped on prediction, then you're gonna get full combo punished, and they're gonna hit your cameo, which kind of sucks. But damn, is it good? It's good just as a standalone. Throw it out, boom, get some chip damage at the very least. Most people don't flawless block this. The reason why this is so good with Raiden is because Raiden's projectile sucks. It starts up at 25 frames, and it gets consistently flawless blocked. Everyone is so used to fighting Raiden that even if you charge it, you would think, oh, I'm going to get all this chip damage, which is 10% if they block it. But majority of the people that you face against does this. You get literally 0. And it's so consistent against Raiden. Even if you meter burn it, like, all they have to do is react to you throwing your hand forward and they flawless block it. So it's like I don't play a game where I'm sitting here trying to throw projectiles charging this and people are consistently just regular blocking it. The only time that they get a regular block out is if they miss their flawless block, which is like every once in a blue moon. Which is why this is so good. Because look at the recharge of Sonya as well. She comes back so fast that you just get to freaking machine gun this thing, and you can mix it in between your regular projectiles, so now when you throw stuff like that, they won't flawless block it nearly as consistently because it's just a barrage of projectiles that you're throwing at this person. Raiden finally gets a good projectile game when you're using Sonya, but it gets even better because you can hold it, right? Which makes it still hit mid, but you can now, I mean very rarely, but you can sometimes get combos, but it's not that great. Like, it works, but like I wouldn't count on it like getting you that big of combos. Like, it's not great for Raiden to get combos from. It is really good for this reason, however. So, and if you time it properly, you get this, which is 100% real. That's a true block. They're forced to block that. And that's a high. That's going into his stand 2, which completely jails. And Raiden, you know, if you want to, like, try and armor there, you can, but, you know, the opponent could just block it. So it's like, it's not even, like, that's a safe way to get in now with Raiden's teleport. Raiden's teleport becomes good when you're actually using Sonya, because boom, now you're in. And then once again, her recharge is so good. It comes back even if you fully charge it. Look at how fast it's coming back. It's just, this projectile is so good. You finally get to get your own zoning going. That's one of Raiden's biggest downsides, is that his projectile sucks. He's never had a good range game. It takes forever to start up. It's a high, and it gets flawless blocked. It's like, it's just gross. It's really gross. And then using Sonya mid, it's like, oh my goodness. On block, don't ever do it. It's so damn slow. They can react on hit. I mean, they can react and completely just hit you. I would not recommend doing it on block. It is -4, so it does work sometimes, but I wouldn't recommend it. What I would recommend is just putting it into this if you want them to block, because that's +2. And if you're right in their face, it's going to be +1 with some knockback. Like, that's what's better to do. However, you can't deny that maybe sometimes the projectile will be better because, you know, the recharge rate is really fast and you're safe. So you can do it sometimes. Don't count on it working every time, because if you do it too consistently, they're just going to start punching you out of it. Okay, moving on to the next move, we're going to be talking about Sonya's Square Wave. So this one's pretty self-explanatory. I'm going to start with something that most people might not really do very often, but it can work. So I've set my opponent to jump forward. So one thing you can start doing is this. You can start going, you know, charge your projectile. Obviously, he's much closer than I want him to be, but you can charge your projectile, and while you're charging it, just cover the airspace, you know? And then you can probably, watch, this is going to be cool. So you can get a combo with that one as well, if you time it right. The timing's a little difficult, but it is there. It's pretty consistent too, as long as you get the correct timing, so it does work. It's not very consistent, but if you do it right, it'll work. So yeah, that's another way to help out his projectile game, because people like, while you're charging this, they like to jump at you just so that they can get, you know, get their offense started and maybe get a punish. Calling up Sonya while you do a square wave, and calling up a Sonya square wave while you're just sitting here charging this, that's going to stop them from jumping. And if they try to armor, they can't armor it because this has multiple hits, so it's going to break their armor. So this is another way, but you know, even still, they can just sit there and they can flawless block it. So it's not fantastic, but it'll work. It'll work sometimes. So the other way that I want to talk about Sonya's Square Wave is in the combo potential. So I'm going to start off by showing a combo that is not seen yet, but I really like to do. It's going to be this one. That combo is so good because it's 362 damage into corner carry. And if they're right in the corner, it being plus 35, keyword on can, grant a safe jump. Only sometimes if you time it properly. The timing is so tight that I don't think I would recommend it very consistently, but it can work. But that's not to take away from the actual combo itself, you know? The combo itself, good damage, good corner carry. And you can do that version to make it a little easier. But the damage is a little less, so I don't. If you need it in a pinch, it'll work. But you know, I would recommend doing the jump 2-1-2 into back forward 3. The timing is you go like this, forward 3-4. Right when your feet hit the ground, you go forward 3-4. Right when your feet hit the ground, call up Sonya's Square Wave, and then it bounces them back up. Afterwards, you jump at the first frame. And then you do your jump in into the electric fly. It needs to be a late jump in. This combo is not easy, I'm not gonna lie. Like, it's very easy to drop. So if you want to go for just an easier version to still get the corner carry, you can do this one, which is less damage, but you still get the same corner carry. I don't like it as much because it's not. The damage is less, personally. That's why I don't like it. The damage is less. That's actually the only reason. Well, no, and I like what this one looks like. This one is so fun and flashy to do. Like, even that dropped. It's a finicky combo. But it's one of those combos where once you get it, it's one of those ones that you're going to get consistently. Like there. What? Okay, that one should have hit. I don't know why that one whiffed. See what I mean, though? It's hard. It's a hard combo. But it's worth it. It's absolutely worth it. Now, you can also do stuff like this, where you do meterless, and then you can now do a forward 3-4 into forward 2-2. You know, get this combo, 381 damage, but no corner carry. But you can also make it completely meterless, getting still some damn good damage. 338 for no bar. Really good damage. It allows you to also convert off of forward 2-2-4. Which this damage is absurd. Forward 2-2-4 always for some reason doesn't scale. Now I'm hitting 400 damage for 1 bar. You can once again make it completely meterless. And now you're hitting 3-5-6. It's just so damn good. And that's not even getting to the corner combos yet. So corner combos are even crazier. If you want to use 2 Sonya, you're getting this much damage. 421 off of a forward 4. So that's off of his forward 4, which is OP. Always been one of the best strings in the game, and it's even better with Sonya, and I'll get to that in a second. But same sort of deal, forward 2 combos, you know, still hitting really good damage. a little bit better now that you can do a stand 4. You can combo off of his full forward 4 string, getting some damn good damage as well. His corner damage explodes when you're using Sonya. Off of every touch, you're eating nearly 40%. It's insane. No longer do you have to do that for your meterless conversion, which is only getting 26, which is not bad. But now off of your meterless conversion, you get 36. You get a whole 10. You get a whole 100 more damage. It's unreal the amount of damage this team gets. So you can also get fun combos like this. Most of the square wave characters allow for this combo, which is just so goofy. Like, it's never good, but I mean, it's good damage, but when are you ever hitting forward 3 off of anything that isn't a punish? So it's like, yeah, you get that combo, it's fun, but how useful is it really? It's just, yeah, it's a fun combo. So that's the like corner damage. It's actually so good. I cannot get over that damage. Since I'm in the corner, I guess I can probably also show you this. You can get some even better damage off of his overhead if you use Sonya charge. You get 140. It's like, it works, but I mean, you're not getting a combo or anything, just some good damage. Now, last move, which is what makes this character so good with Raiden now, is this overhead. Overhead, that's plus on block and gives you a full combo. On its own, if you want to spend 1 bar, you are getting 302. If you want to spend no meter, 227. So, on its own, it's not terrible. The meterless version is giving you some good corner carry. But the meter burn version, you're getting some good damage. It's like, good reason to use both of them. Good reason to use both. Now, obviously, you have the forward 4 string. This is not a true mix-up, because you can fuzzy it. Sonya is kind of difficult to react to, especially online. But the mix-up is fuzzyable. Basically, what it means to fuzzy something is you block both options at specific times. So you block the low when the low is going to come out, and then if the overhead were to come out, you could block the overhead and then go back to blocking the low again. So each block that you do is going to block every single option. There's no way to get out of it as long as you time it properly. That's how this mix-up works. It's not real. But what is real, forward 4 or raw overhead. This stuff is real, and it's crazy good. So this mix-up is 100% real, and this one is going to work sometimes as well. If you're conditioning your opponent to block it, I mean, eventually they're going to start blocking it, but don't assume that you can't do it just because it's not entirely real. It will work against majority of players because you have to lab out the timing, and no one is going to sit there and lab out this timing. This team is not Raiden's best team, so no one's really going to do it that often unless they're getting so sick of it because they're fighting like one person over and over again. But the timing is it is difficult, but it works. But once again, just it still is a real, I don't want to say real, but it still works. It still will work. What is real? Forward 4 raw overhead. So the reason this is real is because if you do just like a regular combo like this, you can now get a double dash for free and you're right in your opponent's face before they're even up, meaning your Oki is still your turn. So what you can do right after you get this combo, you can now enforce forward 4, or you can enforce raw Sonya overhead. Now that's the real mix. That's where this team gets unbelievable. Doing raw Sonya overhead off of a knockdown, that's like, it may as well be guaranteed, because who's gonna block overhead when Raiden has such a lethal forward 4? So yeah, that's pretty much the essence of Sonya's overhead. It just works so well in unison with Raiden. That's why this team is like so up and coming right now, and you're seeing a lot of Raidens play with Sonya. It's because of the mix, and the fact that the mix is plus on block, which if you do it in the corner, that guaranteed, because there's no knockback, so that is guaranteed frame advantage. You are going to be +1, and if they try and mash and you do a down 1, they're going to get hit. This also has the mix-up where you can backdash their down one, and now you're gonna get a full combo whiff punish. So it's just so good to just keep on enforcing, just like keep going for it, because it is completely safe. There's no reason to not use it. And the recall time is pretty damn slow, I'm not gonna lie. But it's like so much reward for literally no risk whatsoever. You can also make this be a mix-up where you have this, which is a low. It hits low, 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 low. So this can't be fuzzied. Where you also can go overhead. So every string you can turn into a 50-50. Which both options launch. However, the low is punishable, as we know with the new patch. It's -22. And Sonya has no way, if you've already committed it, there's literally no way for Sonya to make you safe. So this is going to be a real commitment to a true 50-50, though. And in the corner, the damage you're hitting for it, let's say he just gets hit by the low. $300 damage for that, for 1 bar. Or the overhead, as we saw earlier. 300 damage as well. It is a side switch, which is fine, because Raiden has this option that he can go for. At the end of your combos, you're still plus, and now it's back to be the other side. You do lose a little bit of ground. They're not nearly as in the corner as they were, but you have them towards the corner, so it still works. And really the last thing I want to show you with the Sonya overhead is just in the corner you get this combo. So you're getting even more damage. If you are in the corner and you switch them to being in the corner, it's going to add an additional 46 damage. So it's really just crazy. Everything about this team, there's not a single thing that Sonya has that Raiden doesn't benefit from. There's not a single thing that Raiden has that Sonya doesn't help you with. It's just the amount of synergy with this team is actually just unreal. And I think this is going to be my main team from now on. I used to run Sector, but Sector just does not provide nearly as much as Sonya does anymore. Especially with all the Raiden nerfs, it's like Sector just doesn't... All the stuff that I learned that I learned how to do with Sector Day 1, majority of it doesn't even work anymore. So it's like I'm being drawn further and further away from Sector when cameos like Sonya get buffed in this way. It's just, yeah, it's just great. I think this patch was a major step in the right direction for this game. And if they continue patches like this, with the Sonya buffs and the Peacemaker nerfs where they didn't absolutely kill the character, but they nerfed all of his stupid stuff, Johnny Cage as well, if they keep patches like this and they just keep it going, this game is actually on the right track to like finally becoming successful in the game that we all want it to be, you know? But yeah, thank you for watching this far into the video. Bye.